Hello and welcome back to Against the Storm. We are continuing our playthrough here. We're gonna pick up some parts here. But this resource has an effect where only dangerous glades can be found in this region. So this should be an interesting one for sure. We definitely want this. I don't particularly care for harpies, but we'll see. We'll choose this one because as long as we get the beavers, I'm a happy boy. Let's go ahead and pick the ability to re-roll a couple cornerstones, and we might as well get some. The clay is what's in the area, so we'll pick up some clay. I'm sure we'll find plenty of food, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so berry new year +3 berry production during the drizzle from gathering, farming, or production, and +3 mushroom production. So mushrooms and berries will be in plentiful supply. Um, this during the storm, we lose. Okay, so this is where it gets a little bit tricky because every glade we discover gives me -2 resolve during every storm once I get to hostility 1, which is very easy to get to. So it's going to become harder and harder to maintain the morale of my people as we get progress further in. So we're going to have to be very cautious of either trying to be aggressive in getting down the hostility or just try to just rush through it. And then the crown requires to pay 5 amber each storm. Okay. So that should be nothing too bad. That is an interesting new effect. I don't recall seeing that before. So that'll probably be pretty challenging, or at least add some other layer of challenge to it. All right, let's get all this stuff built. We gotta build our woodcutters camps. Now they're all dangerous glades, so I think we just start down here and start I gotta remember the key combination. All right, so let's start down here. Let's build some shelters. We can't fit there. Let's go ahead and put that here. All right, rotate that back. Let's get a crude workstation and a makeshift post up and running. And then we'll even slap a rain collector down. I don't know if we'll actually use it or not, but it can go there. Stonecutters camp makes sense given the resources there. Scavenger camp is probably the next thing we want for the eggs. We'll pop that down there, and then I think that's it for now. Let's go ahead and increase the priority of the woodcutters camp. Let's focus on getting that up and running. All right, small farm, absolutely. I don't know about any of this because you still need herbs and stone and spark dew to make crystallized dew. So I still got to eat through a bunch of resources. Although I'll have resin because I'm pretty sure that happens in the Royal Woodlands. Trees yield resin. Yep. So maybe it is worth getting that. And lumber mill. I don't even have to look. I will take lumber mill over anything else it had to offer. All right. So let's go ahead and we could pop a lumber mill here. But I kind of prefer to wait to get it up here. Let's just go ahead and start. Put this on speed 3. Okay, here we go. Got the woodcutters camps up and running. Let's pop some beaver boys in there. All right, I don't want to pop into a glade yet, so I'm just gonna trim out this whole area, and I'm gonna trim out up here as well. I'm gonna move one of these guys up here. This first season, I'm not gonna break into any glades, and we're just gonna try to dig out some area for building, and we'll pop into a glade once we have a little more population, have a couple more things built. Resources you sacrifice burn 5% longer. This could be useful if I utilize the trade function, which I can't guarantee I'm going to, but it could help offset the penalty that we're going to be facing for every glade we pop into. So we should probably make an effort to utilize that trade functionality. It's reasonable to want flour production because I picked small farm. Let's go ahead and go with the wood. We won't deliver it yet because we got time. And then I like amber, but I also like simple tools. So let's go ahead and go with that. And we're going to solve glade events, so I'm not terribly worried about that. Right, they are building some of the stuff up. I do want to build my trading post. I'll pop that down over here. Wrong button again. All right. Trading post is going up. We can put somebody in there. Scavenger camp, probably worth putting somebody in, but I'll wait until they're done building some of this stuff. As soon as we're at 1 impatience, I'll go ahead and claim this order. Okay, we're at 1 impatience. That gives us 2 more people, which is something we wanted anyway. To pop into here, start getting some of these eggs, because we need food. Okay, trading post is built, and then I think that's about it for now. We'll go ahead and put this down. This will matter at some point. Chop out these trees. We'll just keep chipping away, making room for buildings to be built at some point in the future, which is perfectly fine. We will have to put somebody in here to start working on this stuff. I'm going to put everything to 10, and then I'm going to select all of these resources. Fiber will come from the trees, so it's not that we have no way of getting it. At least there is a way. Let's go ahead and look at what our options are here. Potentially, I want this, but tavern's also really good. Let's pop into a glade next and see what happens. See what we got. Okay, let's move this woodcutter's camp down here. Okay, we do have... Okay. So the worse things get, the more resolve we have. That could also help offset some of the resolve hit we're going to take. Rich glades mean more nodes. I feel like we never really have a problem with running out of nodes, so it's good. But I think I'm gonna go with this one just because of the potential challenges we're going to face with global resolve. Right, I do think I want to focus now and try to break my way into a glade. So let's go ahead and slap a building down here. We're gonna remove all this, and we're just gonna focus directly into this glade and try to chop our way in. We can worry about this stuff later. I think this glade will be next on the block here. Sahilda has arrived. She is somebody who will buy raw lumber, and that's pretty much all we have at the beginning of this. So herbalist camp could be good, especially because of the berries and the bonus we have to berries. Coat production's always nice, but I think the berries are probably more important. I almost never use these, so it's probably not worth getting. Let's try to get to 17. That's kind of my benchmark here. I do want to leave some resin just in case there's a glade event that requires resin. I don't mind getting rid of some clay, just because we have nodes. Go ahead and trade that. Get the herbalist camp. So now we have a small farm and an herbalist camp. That leaves us in a fairly good spot. Let's go ahead and move this woodcutter to the other side. Just a minor thing, but it's a little bit closer. Okay, they are running the supplies back and forth. Hopefully they pop through. Yes, they did. Okay, so let's take a look at what... Yeah, good thing I held on to that resin, because I need it right now. This would give us even more berry production, which is an insane benefit. So I think I am gonna choose that one. And I'm going to sacrifice these guys out of here for now to accomplish that. Let's go ahead and investigate that. This is a stamping mill, which does have a way to make flour. So we might claim that just because it does give us an avenue to get flour. There is some soil here, but not a ton. I'll go ahead and clear that area out just because we kind of need access to it. I don't want to accidentally build on the thing there. I suppose I could have done this, and this would have given me people. Let's go ahead and put some people in there. Let's look at our next orders. Discover 3 glades. Okay, this would give human resolve. I think, again, resolve is going to be pretty important, so I am going to go that route. And then this benefits with farms, so I'll go that route too. Oh, little fish boy totem. Nice. I guess we'll take the people out of there for now, because we're gonna need them to stop these. Okay, here's another fish totem. So we're just gonna need to keep throwing people at it until it stops. Alright, I don't see meat, insect, or eggs over here. This is berries and mushrooms, which we kind of knew was going to be a thing. I'll take the tavern then, if that's the case. I just hope that ends up being better for us. I assume at some point we'll get ale. We have a bunch of the other pieces of the puzzle already. Once I get this all chopped out, I should be able to... Did I not buy... Oh, that's the herbalist camp to gather that stuff. Okay, well, I mean, I needed it anyway, because that clearly is... I thought it was to grow it, but that's fine. Either way, we needed it. All right, fisherman totem. You can go away. You should be pretty much done at this point. Let's pop a human in there. Okay, they are unhappy. We're gonna have to make humans angry a little bit right now. I'll pop him in there just to start gathering those resources. There's a lot of buildings. Little haunted herb garden. I think I will take this if I can, but I don't have any of the stuff, so I can't actually do anything with it at the moment. Artisan could be good, gets us a way to get coats, and that is going to be somewhat important. But I think I will rebuild that as well. Let's uncheck planks, because we don't really need that through there anymore anyway. Yeah, let's turn that off. Let's get a new stack of people in. Urban root production increased. I don't think we're getting leather from anything. Yeah, there's no leather here. There's no leather here. So that is a fairly useless option. The urban root could be good if I make biscuits, but if I don't make biscuits, this is pretty useless. This is resolve, but it's specifically for humans, and I'm going to struggle with global resolve. So I don't really necessarily need to focus. Plus, there's a lot of requirements to get up to incense here. So I think I will pick spices, even if I don't end up utilizing it. The other thing I want to do is build specific housing. So I need it for here, and I need it for just in general. So let's go ahead and let's see. Put you here. Let's move some of these woodcutters in this direction. Start trimming out this area. We can start building some housing. This might pop through. I don't necessarily want them to do that at the moment. So I could check that box. I know there's a box that will make it so they don't pop through. I want to rebuild this, so I think I'm going to throw somebody into here just to start getting some of that spark due so we can do that. And then I will take a couple people here and start rebuilding this. We will rebuild this as well, but I don't really have the people for it at the moment, so I mean, I guess I could just do that for now. And yeah, that's about it. I'll want to limit this to 50, but I don't have anybody to put in there right this second. So it's going to have to kind of wait a minute. Scavenger camp has nobody nearby. Well, I suppose that would mean I could take the people out of there. And at least temporarily put them in here and start getting some of that lumber cut down. Because, Old Farloof will buy the planks. I don't know how much he'll buy of the... I don't think he buys raw wood. I think it is only planks, so... Let's go ahead and just keep chopping that for now. This is also human house. I am leaving a little space open in case I want to build something there, or if I can even build something there. Beaver houses will be easy to build because they just require the planks, although they require a fair amount of them, so it might be a hot minute. That did count as glade event, getting those, so that did complete another order. Let's go ahead and turn it in because we do have some stuff there. Is there anything? Is this? We only have 6, so we can't do anything with that yet. We're starting to get there. I do want to rebuild this because that's 3 roots, 3 herbs, and 3 berries. So that ends up being a really valuable building to build, especially with all the bonuses we have. Let's build the storage unit over here, because if we're gonna be producing stuff in these 3 buildings, we're gonna want storage. Let's go ahead and deliver this. That'll give us some extra flour production. And then I don't know if I want that many villagers popping in, so, and I think that was an artisan down there, I think, so probably go this route. And then if we get incense and a monastery, we could get this bonus along with some other bonuses. It's a gamble, but I'll take it. It's because it could end up being something good. All right, we're heavily using the planks right now. Oh, he does buy raw wood. Okay, good. This could be good for packs of trade goods. We don't have stone. Pigment could be good. I just don't think I have the resources to deal with this at the moment. I might want to try to buy... Let me just sell off some of my wood and try to get some amber from this guy. I could sell some of this, but again, I want to retain some just in case I need it. I'm not doing anything with copper ore, so I'm just going to sell that. And I could sell the copper bars as well. All right, how much amber does that leave us? Almost exactly. All right. 17. I'll take that. It's not enough to buy any of this stuff, but that's all right. I don't necessarily need it. We got 2 more buildings we could choose from. So I'll take provisioner for the packs of provisions recipe, just because we will, you know what? No, I take that back. I'm going to take the apothecary, unless this is that. No, this is the artisan. Okay. I'm going to take the apothecary, and the reason I'm going to do that is I need the incense and the biscuits. I need a way to make simple tools. And this gives me a better building materials recipe. I mean, either one of these would be fine. Trade, upping the trade goods would be good too, but I think I'm gonna go with the tinkerer. All right, so this, can it fit here? It cannot, but it can fit there. And then I can move this down here because nothing's actually utilizing that at the moment. And then, what was this? This was the apothecary. And then we can build the tinkerer. Is there anybody else? The alchemist hut could be good. Suppose we should put it down. That fits there. We can go ahead and just put it down for now. All right, at this point, I don't want to tap into a glade because The next storm is in 3 minutes. People are going to be in bad moods, and if there's a glade event, that glade event is going to be pretty not great. Simply because it will take longer than 3 minutes to clear the event, and that will be extremely problematic because it'll be like doubling down on the negative event. So I'm going to move the lumber guys over here just to chop some more trees down. We're ready to pop into this as soon as we're actually ready to do it. I am going to put somebody else in here just to get that going. We do need to get more housing. That is starting to be a little bit of a problem. So I think I do need to focus a little on especially beaver housing. We apparently have a lot of beavers in this settlement. Let's go ahead and pop another couple human houses over here. We have the space cleared for them. And then we should get some harpy houses up and running. We can put them down here. That will work just fine. And then the other thing we need to do, which we always forget to do, well, let's get this tavern up and running. Even if we're not actually utilizing it yet, because I do need a way to make alcohol and all that stuff. But I do want to get that built. We do need to build some, like, cosmetic stuff. All right, we got 8 of those. Get 4 of these. We can move them, so I'm not too concerned with their current placement. I'll put 8 of those down. Ultimately, we're going to need a bunch, so I'll just put them all there for now, and we'll move them around as needed. We need to get people into these places. I do want to limit this to like 30. I don't need any training gear right now. I do want the packs of building materials. We could limit this to like 15. Let's go ahead and pop some beavers in there. We never put anybody in here, but let's uncheck that just so we don't accidentally start building something there at some point. Because we have a better recipe for it elsewhere. Okay, let's throw at least a beaver in there. We're gonna run out of food at some point, so I'm gonna have to figure this out sooner than later. And I probably am gonna have to do that before I complete this quest. So let's just focus on getting this spark due first, and then we'll go ahead and get that rolling. Do I need pottery at the moment? I don't think so. It's probably a good thing that I got those houses built, because the mood would be a lot more negative at this point. Speaking of which, I think we can build some more housing over here once they chop out a little more of this space. Let's go ahead and move. We can move this guy up here. We can move this guy over here. All right. Start chopping out that area a little more as well. All right, we do have enough here, so let's go ahead and get this started. Let's rebuild it. That should encompass all of this land here, which will be a net gain, I think. We have a lot more people here. We could choose that. I think I will choose to have more space in the housing, because that solves our immediate housing crisis. And then once we have 4 aesthetic decorations built here, this will start upgrading this as well. Let's chop through this area here. This should be no problem. We have time, so I'm not too worried about like focus firing, but I am gonna do that. Oh, perfect. Okay, so this is what I wanted to see, because this will give us insects for the rest of the game, just for the cost of a little bit of resin. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose that option. There is a giant root node here, which is good. Low harpy resolve, that's not great. Bakery for biscuits, I kind of like that. Let's go ahead and start that, because we didn't get any recipe for that at this point. So we need incense and a monastery. So can't guarantee the monastery is going to actually happen, but if we do see it, we should grab it, because that will end up being a good thing. I do want to build a storage unit over here. Pretty much anytime I tap into a glade, I think I want to build some sort of storage area. Let's just trim this out for now, but there is scavenger camp would do some good here. Let's go ahead and slap some people in there, get them going. Okay, they're not angry anymore. I don't know why they were all upset to begin with, but at least they're not mad at the moment. Scouts are idle in bakery. Oh, because there's not enough fabric. Well, there's not much we can do about that other than wait a little bit. So we'll just kind of wait for that to happen. This we need to get up and running. Let's pop some humans in there. That's some good resources there that we could definitely utilize. And we got some great bonuses to it as well. And we'll have in the drizzle, we have even more bonuses to it. So ends up being a very, very net gain. What do we got here? We got the ability to pick more orders. I already did this, but I had to do it again. Oh, trade routes. I keep forgetting about them. I think I'm gonna want... I'm gonna want this. We're gonna have to start building packs of stuff. I'm gonna choose this because it gives us faster planting, faster crops, more biscuit production, and we have that. We don't currently, but we will have theoretically the ability. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I don't have that. Yeah, for every 75 biscuits produced. So that could very well be a thing that happens. All right, let's take a little gander here. See what we got. Now we do not have a lot of stuff available for sale, so the good news is none of this is like super like specifically highly necessary, but let's take a look at... We're gonna have to start doing some stuff here. So let's look at our packs recipes. So packs of provisions and packs of crops are just the one here. So we are gonna have to slap somebody in here and start working on this stuff. Packs of crops, I think we can go ahead and get started with mushrooms and roots, because we're making those here. Well, we're harvesting mushrooms here, and then we're making roots here. Packs of provisions, same thing with the herbs and the insects. I think we can go ahead and start on that. Let's limit them to 15, just so we don't go too overboard on that. And I think that's all we actually need right now. It would be nice to sell them some stuff to complete this trade and industry. So let's go ahead and see if we can get 5 amber. Actually 4 amber is all we actually need. Go ahead and do that. That completes that. We can go ahead and turn that in. That gives us faster traders, carry more items, some wildfire essence, which trades for a decent amount down the road. Monastery, yeah, baby, we got it. So let's go ahead and move our woodcutter camps over in this area. They could just chop that tree down, and I'm going to go ahead and pop a monastery here. So monastery and incense, it does have leisure too. So if I find ale, I'll be in business there. Well, so does this. So I guess it really doesn't matter that much. But yes. So I need to get incense up and running if that is the case. Also, why are we not doing anything here? They're just starting now. Okay. So I thought we had a way to make incense. Actually, I'm almost positive we had a way to make incense. It has to be here. Here we are. Go ahead and pop a couple humans in here at the moment. I am only worried about incense because we have biscuits over here. Well, I guess it really doesn't matter. Actually, I don't even want biscuits here because we have the same recipe here, and there's less people we have to staff then. So let's go ahead and use maybe the herbs for incense and the berries for biscuits. Limit that to 30, limit this to 80. I don't want too many things using the herbs because we're trying to do that here. I do need to start getting some stuff ground up here. So I think mushrooms could be something we do. Let's go ahead and pop some people in here, start doing this flour. And then do I need coats or something I should be making? And I'm not. Let's pop a person in here. Actually, it'd be better to pop a harpy in here if I can. So let's swap a human here. Put a harpy here. They get extra resolve because they're comfortable in that type of building. And we could start making some coats, which will increase the happiness of beavers and humans as well. They both like clothing. That ends up being a good thing all around. Let's accept a couple parts. I don't think so. This is nice because we're gonna be making biscuits. This is also nice, but I think in previous testing, the dye extractor of getting 5 pigments for every 10 insects doesn't count the insects that are produced from this. So given that this doesn't actually affect that, I'm not getting insects anywhere else. So that's not going to end up being a valuable tool for me. So let's, all right, go ahead and keep moving along here. All right, we are low on food, which is a little unfortunate, but all right, so this is drizzle. We have berry production, berry yield. That's 14 berries per node. So hopefully, if they manage to harvest them, I'm going to move this up a little bit so they can also get to the berry nodes, because we're going to need berries as well. All right, packs of crops are on the table. Let's go ahead and deliver that. That'll give us 3 people, give us some extra human resolve there. I do need 18 packs of crops, so I will have to be a little more aggressive there. I did rebuild a rune. Well, I guess salvaging does work as well. We are still in the drizzle, so we could focus chop through to a glade. I have to remember, every glade that I tap into, it lowers my global resolve by 2 whenever the storm comes. So I do have to be a little bit cautious with how I handle that. Let's go ahead and just chop into there for now. And hopefully we get this construction done. so that they don't have to haul the wood all the way back over here. I do want this root node as well. It also produces herbs at a 20% chance, so it's going to be worth doing that as well. I don't really want any of this, so let's go ahead and re-roll. Herb garden could be useful. I think that's probably the only one I'm going to build though, so do I need any of this other stuff? I don't. I'm going to re-roll again. I don't need a temple. Plantation could be useful. I don't really need any of those things, so I think the plantation's going to be the next most useful thing, so I'll go ahead and choose it. I really don't like tapping into the glade this close to when it's going to change over to the clearance, for the reasons I mentioned earlier, but I'm gonna do it anyway. We're gonna see what happens, see if I pay the price for that. All right, big shelter, tavern, foragers camp, medium abandoned cache, petrified tree. I don't know if I've ever seen the petrified tree. Tree cutting is slower while the glade event is being worked on. I'm not too bothered by that, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do that. I am gonna send it to the Citadel because I want the amber more than anything else. This is, what is this? A forager's camp? Do I have a forager's camp already? I do not. So I think for the cost of 6 wood, which is nothing, I think it makes sense to rebuild it rather than tear it down. Now the tavern I already have, and I have it in a location that I want it. So I don't need that. We can go ahead and rip that down. Although it's going to take a little while. And then big shelter. Just builds a bunch of housing, but I don't really need that either. So I'm just going to go ahead and not do that either. Okay, unfortunately, there was no farm fields here. There is some broccoli and some eggs, which is okay. We're getting eggs over here right now anyway. We are producing biscuits. Speaking of which, where's that biscuit production? Yeah, for every 75 biscuits, so I'm at 20 biscuits right now. We do have some happy harpies, which is a little surprising, given that I'm not really focusing on them. Let's go ahead and turn this in, get some tools, which then lets us turn this in, gets us plus biscuit production. Okay, so we are slowly but surely making our way to building this monastery. We have not actually made any incense yet. I think resin, using some of that should be okay. Although I don't want to use too much of it. We are prepared to chop into this glade next, so I think we're in an okay spot for that. Brewery is very good. It gives us the ability to make ale. I did kind of want that a little bit closer to the main storage, but that's all right. I want this priority 1. That is the most important building to make at the moment. So right now, plant fiber is our current shortcoming, and clay. I don't have any way to make bricks at the moment, which is definitely problematic. I could buy some, and I think I will. I don't need spark dew for anything in particular, so let's go ahead and just trade some brick action there. Do I want... We could get extra resin and extra resolve. So I definitely want this. I also want the resin, but so that's going to require 5. We're pretty much right there. I don't need packs of anything anymore. Which, again, reminds me, I need to... this could be useful. I don't really have enough for it. Let's go ahead and take a look at... Okay, that did give us some bricks. We could at least build some buildings now. We are at threat 2, so we are getting hit with these crippling effects. But let's go ahead and look at the trade routes and see what we can do here. So, do we have a way to... We only have one. We don't have a way to make this incense at the moment. All right, let's pick our last ones. I guess we'll do that. I'm not going to get 2 hubs. So hopefully we'll get that. But there's no guarantee on that either. Harpy resolve is particularly low. Which is not good, but by the time that ticks down, hopefully we'll be in a decent place. Let's go ahead and pop some people in there. This gives us some broccoli. I think if we move this over here, it's close enough to this storage unit that I'm not overly perturbed by the distance that it has to go. Alright. We are probably going to lose a harpy here. Unless I do this and make the beaver angry for a little while. That's going to get a lot more difficult to manage in the future. Let's go ahead and look at any new trade routes. We could do this. It sells a simple tool. Yeah, and if I'm not doing it for the money and I'm doing it just to build up relationship. Could sell that. Yeah, I don't have that much stuff. Can't do anything with that. Okay, well, we'll let that be for the time being. Go ahead, do that. Actually, that just gave us this. Oh, I can only have 2 active routes. Okay. So maybe I'll be able to do that before the end. Maybe not. We'll see what happens. I mean, all I have is danger glades, so that kind of makes sense. I was really hoping I would find something. But I didn't. So it was a little unfortunate. Okay, I did set that to 18. That's good. That's using up all of our mushrooms. But that's okay. Well, it's okay for now. It's gonna be problematic at some point. I was hoping I'd find more arable land that I could farm with. But I have not. Fabric continues to be our current bottleneck. I think I'm gonna punch into another glade, but I am getting really concerned about the negative resolve hit that I'm taking. I'm really hoping this glade has some farm field in it, but there's no guarantee that it does, and it could be a pretty negative consequence if it does not. So let's see what happens. We'll go ahead and just focus on trimming that out. I should be able to just run here to the storage. I don't think we need any. I'm gonna uncheck that stuff. We do have enough beavers to make that an all beaver thing. All right, we are making incense now, which is good. We do get advanced packs of crops. Let's go ahead and turn that in. That does increase the quality here. Once we get this built and we get 20 more incense, we can do this, and this will increase human resolve pretty significantly. I do want to get this going, this brewery, because I need the ale. That's going to be very important. So this packs of crops is not going to be that important. A flax field will, though. That's really going to help us with the fabric production. So let's go ahead and look at that. Yeah, we just have that. So what do we have that can gather plant fiber? Harvester's camp, which we don't currently have built. We could build one right here. Okay, this is gonna just make everybody miserable for a little while, but we'll get some ancient tablets. All that stuff sells pretty well, so let's go ahead and investigate. It's gonna drop beaver resolve because that's who's currently chopping, but I'm not really that concerned about that at the moment. Let's go ahead and get a storage unit, if we can, built as well, because there's also a spot here to gather some clay. So let's pop some people in here, get that started. That's going to solve our fabric problem. Move the stonecutter's camp. This is going to solve our stone problem. Okay, so that leaves us in a pretty good spot. Where are we making the packs of provisions? Just here? I feel like we got to be making them somewhere else. I'll set it to 25. Just because we need that. Alright, we are going to harvest. We're harvesting berries. We're going to be harvesting up some of this other stuff as well. I wish this was like one tile over. We could take advantage of these, but alas, I have no control over that. Right, we are at least harvesting this stuff, which should help with the current bottleneck of fabric production. That's currently our biggest challenge at the moment. Well, and brick production. So hopefully between those two things we'll be in business soon enough. Packs of provisions are good. Let's go ahead and turn that in. That gives us 4 more people, which we really didn't need, but gives us some skewers as well. We can scale down on the packs of provisions. We still need them. We can't go without them because we need them for the trade caravans, which again I kind of forgot about. So why can I not do the... Oh, I have no packs. I used them all. No. Alright, well, let's see how that goes. Let's give it a minute. I do need to... Probably want to up this to 50, maybe? Let's do that. And see if we can kind of get away with that. Okay, now we got some really unhappy people. And I don't think there's much I can do about it. Once we get this monastery built, we'll be somewhat in business. I gotta let this tick down as much as I can. Now we got angry beavers as well. Hopefully this will be enough. Okay. Just barely pulled that off. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm not gonna get more people right now because I feel like we're already kind of having a little bit of a challenge here. So I'm gonna do brewery productions quicker. because we finally have a brewery up and running. So let's go ahead and pop. Looks like humans are the big benefit there. So we got some grain, we got some pottery. Let's go ahead and get that started. And then we can pop some people into here, and that will get us our our leisure up and running. I do want to prioritize getting this monastery built now. That's kind of our next building we need to get going. Don't really need any of this stuff. This does have a better packs of provisions recipe, but it's not significant. So I think I'm gonna re-roll. And I regret it because there's nothing here I want either. So we're gonna let that ride out for the time being. I don't need to do a ranch at the moment. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. So I don't need packs of building materials for pretty much anything. But is there anything here that's worth getting? Not really. I could try to get a bunch of amber. Packs of building materials. I could sell these ancient tablets because I don't have anything that needs them. Packs of crops I don't need for anything now. We go ahead and sell that. I guess I'm just going to hang on to the cash for now. I will trade the spark dew for some crystallized dew though. Or better yet, I'll just trade it directly for tools. If I can. Because I do need some tools. Let's go ahead and trade a bunch of wood because I can just chop more of it. Alright, so we do get some tools that should give us what we need to open some of this stuff. What is worth opening? This is kind of worth opening. Get the extra machinery parts. I think I'm done with that. Alright. Assuming we make it through this okay, which I hope we do. We are, moving along. Did I pick Rebellious Spirit? I can't remember. I did. So the higher this gets, the better my resolve gets here too. So we got to build some more housing. How's this coming along? Yeah, we need some more of this stuff, but I can't afford it at the moment. I really need to get the monastery built first. We need some more housing. That is lower priority, so I'm not too miffed about it at the moment. But we'll go ahead and at least get them down. Although I did tell it to prioritize building this, so hopefully it will. I really need that so I can turn that in, and then that will provide us, like, we'll already get leisure from this. Once we get some ale being produced, which I think is happening now. Yeah, people are a little bit happy. Yeah, see? But I really need to get this up and running. Now it is. So then we'll get religion from it as well. How's this biscuit situation going? So we get a benefit while we're under the influence of biscuits. 75% chance to yield double yields. We're also producing extra biscuits. And we get urban root production increased for every 75 biscuits we make, which we are churning out the biscuits. So that's going to just make this farm more and more powerful. All right, let's go ahead and turn this in. That gives us extra incense. This gives us extra human resolve for every 70 incense produced. I don't think that's retroactive. It doesn't appear to be, but that is okay. We'll go ahead and pop some people in here. That does make people even happier. which is great. It almost makes them happy enough for me to justify tapping into another glade, but not quite. I do want to build... Let's go ahead and build more of this, because this is just wood. It's 8. Then we need 4 of this. That should max this out, which, again, is probably not going to be relevant given that we are creeping right along to victory here. But I'm just going to pick this. And then this. It does not matter because we're getting to that point. Right, woodcutter's camp, nothing nearby. We could fix that just by moving over here. And then scavenger camp. Probably something somewhere. Let's get this giant root because we seem to really need that. The berry production has been insane. Just from all the bonuses we've had for the berries. Look at all these bonuses. So yeah, we're in a really good spot there. I'm not even gonna accept this. We're just gonna max this out. Look at how high their bar is. I don't even think this is gonna be a problem in the storm, even with all the glades we tapped into. It'll stop this, but then the next time will be good. Yeah, look at that. Times 3, times 4. They're still gathering the mushrooms. Those must have been some pretty big nodes. See, that's why the added node wouldn't really have helped, because they're big nodes anyway. We played this whole game and we never even ran out of these. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to see what these are. All right, and there we go. We got some machinery parts. We got that extra 2 from the chest. And we got 36 food. So everything went really well there. So I think that went surprisingly well. This one will be interesting next time. I wish I would have spent a little more time focusing on the trading and the caravans, but there's so much juggling and it worked out fine anyway, so I think it's fine. Thank you for watching. If you liked the episode, consider clicking the like button, subscribe if you want to watch more content in the future, and we will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.